You need
cool.
more friends like this.
Hey, no, I'm just wondering. I'm
Right.
French, right? We
Yes.
were born with all
Oui.
those stuff, you know?
Et le mot.
Okay.
Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, man. So, hi, babe.
Hi.
I know that everybody's gonna be thinking about like I say hi to John first before I did to you.
We already done this morning.
You guys talked about this before? That how
No.
it should work, who should start first, and all that, or no?
No, we just do videos in the morning. Just
Okay.
him and I.
But
Yeah.
is there like a proper way? Do you think that there's a proper way, like you have to introduce the ladies first before to even start or do anything?
Yeah,
Do you
actually,
think-
yeah, I do
yeah?
think so. I do think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? Yeah.
As-
Hi, babe.
Being in general.
See, you
That's
need more
cool.
friends like this.
Hey, no, I'm just wondering. I'm
Right.
French, right? We
Yes.
were born with all those stuff, you know?
Et le mot.
I can't.
So hey, you say you're from France, right?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Okay. So you've been here for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yep. About
Okay.
about 6 years now in
6
Arizona, yep.
6 years.
In Arizona.
Yeah, but then since maybe 2009, I've been in United States.
Since 2009
Yep,
in
yep.
the U.S.
Mhm.
Okay. So, what has been one of your biggest accomplishments being here?
Maybe, the biggest, I did a lot here.
Recently. Let's shorten up the time. Recently. What
Recently was
Yeah.
to purchase my first home. Okay.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was my first big thing that I did here, and it was all set with goals and everything. So I made it happen. I was proud of myself. But the thing that was really tough on me, I've been an agent for almost 4 years now, and I never knew about what's going on the lending side, and I had to get a loan and go to that process. So it was something different.
It was different?
Right? Yep. I'm somebody who doesn't usually stress.
Okay.
Or my stress level don't show at all. But oh man, during that escrow, man, was like it was tough to the point where I was like, man, I was feeling it. I was feeling it so deep, like this need to close, or this need to happen, or I need to keep my credit where it's supposed to be, or there's a lot of things that you cannot do.
Right.
And in general, in this, right, since I'm coming from another country and there's different rules to how to get in the game, right?
Right.
Because here to get in the game, you need to have credit score, right?
Okay.
For example, in France, to be in the game, you need to have a job that has a different type of contract. Like, okay, they cannot fire you tomorrow for any reasons. It's a job that gives security, that shows that yes, you're gonna have an employment, so then you can get a loan. But here it's more like, sure, you still have to have a job, but it's kind of like different. Credit score is everything.
Right. So here, credit score is everything.
Yeah.
So that actually is very interesting because so we were, we're immigrants too, right? So the way that we do things in our countries,
Mhm.
right? When we come in here, it's completely different. So I think that even for Canadian clients, when they come in, right, understanding that it's a completely different process here than what they're used to.
Yes.
But I think it's so valuable because we're currently going through the process of purchasing a house too,
Okay.
Yes.
right? We've done that a few times, and it's
But this is
It's
a new
stressful.
it's a new thing. And that's what I tell everybody. It's a new experience every time
right.
because of time, different times, different everything. Okay. For us it's a new build.
Okay.
And right now that's a
Yep.
big thing, new builds.
New
And
builds.
and people get stressed out because they think that it's going to happen within a certain timeline or
Right.
and it for me, I feel like it was the same way. I'm able to understand what people that are buying new builds are going through because
Right.
just like everybody, I had
Yes.
plans to be
Right,
in the new
right.
home for the holidays.
And
I had
right
plans.
now, that's
Oh,
what's
She
going on.
she made a party, right? She made out invitations, everything. She's like, "Hey, come to my new house."
Yes,
Right.
yes. Start off the new year with the new house.
Nah.
Now with COVID,
And I
that's
just
not
had
it.
to send out the re-invites, letting them know, hey.
Hey, New Year's party 1 month after.
No.
No?
No.
No? Okay, well that's
New
not
Year's
at all
party
what
at
happened.
the old house.
Hey, you know what?
Right.
And here I go thinking I was going to save some money over the Christmas holidays, right?
Nope. Sorry to
Well,
bust
thank you.
your
I
bubble.
appreciate it. You know what?
Sorry to
Guys,
burst your
listen,
bubble.
if you are trying to buy a house, don't have any parties.
Maybe-
Take your advice. You see that? Take that advice. That'd be great.
No, I don't
So-
like that.
So, John, so you said the loan process is super stressful, right? And I think that a lot of times we also forget it.
Right.
What was the most stressful part of the loan process?
Well, I would say that it will depend for everybody. Everybody will have something that kind of can flip
Right.
really fast.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't pay attention. Me, for example, I had to worry about a lot of things like child support.
Right.
Right? I pay for child support. Are they going to take this in? Not going to take this in? Things, paperworks, right?
Got it.
All this was just, and then you think that you done and you send your bank statement at some point, right? But now the time is still running. They want to see that you have this money. They want to see this. They want
That
to see
it's
that.
there.
And you were
Profit
thinking
loss.
that 3 weeks ago everything was perfect, and a week before closing they're asking you for the same documents or something similar. I mean, it was just like, hey man, I thought that was done.
You thought you was done,
But
right?
for me,
Yeah.
is that it was so hard because I had to actually sell a car to be able to get some money off my debt, and all this.
Mhm.
So it was tough. I had like 21 days. I had to rent a car for 21 days because I couldn't have this.
Because you couldn't have that
I
in your.
couldn't have this.
So the idea of becoming a little bit more of a creative lender, right?
Right.
I think it's huge, right? In how we advise people to do things. It means the world, to be able to get somebody their house keys, right, and say, here you go. Because you're in a very interesting position, right? So you're a real estate agent, right? Which you are 100% commission. So when we are calling, and so are we, right? We don't get paid for doing this, or we don't get paid for talking to people. We
Right.
get paid when we close loans.
Right.
So a lot of the time that we spend on this advice is there. But as a self-employed, right?
Uh-huh.
And I would tell this to every single self-employed. So if you have your own business, okay, you structure your business very different to the next person. So your experience might not be the same as somebody else, and I think that is very important for people to know that
Right.
when you are stressed going through a transaction, we understand it.
Yes, we do.
We deeply understand it, right? And sometimes we might come off as, hey, everything is just nonchalant, right? But it's us trying to manage that stress level that you are going to have in this transaction because it's a lot of money.
Right. And I think I do the same in real estate.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to blow things out of proportion or
Right.
make my client, like, for instance, you will get a bad news at 9 p.m. I would rather let my client sleep the night, right?
Right.
Tomorrow
Sleep the night.
morning I give you a call, hey, that's what happened yesterday, blah, blah, blah. What's the next step, right? So that's the little steps that we're trying to use because we understand that things can be stressful.
Right.
Really,
Things
yeah.
can be very stressful when it comes to stuff like that. So, biggest advice that you probably would give somebody regarding the stress level in a transaction. What do you think?
Man, I don't think you can do anything because that's something that you want so bad, right? You want to close on your home, you want that home, so the stress is already there.
The stress is always going to be
The
there.
stress always going to be there. There is no way. But then, for sure, I mean, you can go exercise, you can do a lot of other stuff, but for sure, there is way to make it a little bit less, hitting on you. I mean, I don't know.
Preparation.
Maybe.
Okay.
Knowing
Knowledge.
exactly.
Knowledge. I feel
Yep.
knowledge. If you're having anxiety about the process or that's stressing you out, I think the best thing to do, call your lender,
Yeah.
call your realtor, get knowledge. Because I feel like the reason why we get so much stress is when we don't know.
Right.
So when I feel like that, I call my real estate agent. hey, where's my house? What's the process?
Right,
What is
Process,
the next
where are
step?
we at?
Right.
And sometimes I think that we just need to vent, right? As human beings,
Oh,
when things go
definitely.
wrong, right? Imagine at home or with our kids or anything big in life, right? Sometimes we just need that outlet for us to be able to talk to.
We do,
And
sure.
I think that we've actually talked to a number of people that go through this process, right? And the stress is so high that I'm like, hey, it's okay. I understand that you're stressed.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell me what you're concerned about, and then we will help you out through it. That's I guess that's one of the things that I promise people. When we're going through it, it's like, hey, I'm not just going to lift my hands up and do that.
Yeah.
Don't kill the messenger. 'Cause
I
sometimes-
want to add something though, because when the stress hit your client, like hit my client, sometimes it bring them to a space where it's not even them at this point talking or doing anything, because they're so stressed that they would come at you different ways that you never seen during the whole transaction.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the thing, as an agent, you have to, or lender, you have to understand.
us working together.
Right?
I think
You
that's
have
really
to
it.
understand where
It's-
they're coming from. And,
It is, yeah.
Right?
Give people grace.
Give people grace.
For sure.
Yeah. So if you're buying right now, right? We understand that the stress level is so high, right? You're in a process, that. Well, homes are high, right? Home prices are high.
Yes.
We are now in a little bit of an environment, where interest rates are going up, gradually, right? And we understand it's stressful, but we have two choices, right? One is that we either tackle it and we're graceful, right? As a team, that's actually one of the things that we do very well, right? Is manage that stress level for you. Some transactions are easier than others, but those really stressful transactions, we'll manage it with grace, and we walk you through the process. Right?
Yeah.
I think those two things are huge for what we do. So start early would be one of those things that I would say you're going to want to do. And then the other thing, and the big point of this is that we understand that you are stressed, right? By no means we're just minimizing that and just saying, hey, that's what it is. We're going through the process. You just went through the process.
Right.
And both of our situations are different. And the only thing that we can do is, stick it out, because sometimes those most stressful things are the ones that really do make you succeed, right? It makes it so much more worth it.
Right.
And if you know that the team you're working with is strong,
Right.
then I think it makes the process a lot easier, just because you're able to trust the team that's handling your transaction. And I feel that if you just put it in their hands, you have to trust the team that you're working with.
Right.
You have to trust the team that you're working with and give yourself grace. Everybody else out there is gonna put you down. Don't put yourself down.
So, and I know
don't let
you're
that
working
take
with a
you
great
down.
team, right? You have a lot of support with that.
We do, yeah.
And that is so important, right? So I think that I would advise, you this person that is trying to go out and buy a house, right? Working with a team. Sometimes I think we're thinking, oh my God, this person is just working by themselves is a whole lot better. Actually, when you're working with a team, you have a lot more support, right? There's somebody that's paying attention to that task specifically that can potentially help you, right, and catch something like that. So, it's amazing, man. I'm so congratulations,
Well,
right?
thank you.
So
Congratulations.
buying
so
your
much.
your very first
First
place over
house.
here. It's the beginning of a lot of stuff, a lot of change.
It is. That opened my eyes on a lot of stuff since I did all the work by myself to remodel.
Yeah.
And I was like, man.
That's a whole different ballgame.
Yes, it's
That's
like,
a
this
whole
is a
nother-
different, category of real estate here. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It's not that hard also. But I had to go through this to understand the same way that I have to go through this to understand the landing part. So, yeah.
So
Right.
one last question for you. So do you feel you can better advise a client now going through the process?
Yes.
Because of the experience that you did?
Yes, definitely. On both sides, on the lender side too. I know how to stay on top of them. I know. I mean, now that I know everything, I can relate. Right? When they talk to me about, this, and this, I'm like, man, I understand you. I know what you mean. Let's stay, strong. Do what we have to do.
We can do this.
We got this. That's really. But before I was coming from a different point of view, and I was like, hey man, talk to your lender.
Right.
He got you. Right. Talk to the lender. That's not my department or this or that. I'm only here to be the point guard and make sure that everything is good. But now I can talk a little bit more that I've been through that. Yep.
Perfect. Well, John, I really appreciate it, my friend. And
Thank you.
please, if you guys need to contact John, his information is going to be somewhere here in the video, right? You know, somewhere there. I don't know where
Somewhere.
you guys, like somewhere on it,
Yes.
right? It's amazing, man. Congratulations on
Thank
the
you so
purchase,
much.
you know, of your house.
Congratulations.
I know that, you know, being an immigrant is like such a huge deal, right? Because we come to this country to make it a whole lot of better place, and I think we're doing that.
Trying.
We're trying, right? Just putting a little piece on there.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, awesome, man.
All
Well,
right.
thank you guys. See you soon.
See you soon.